Well, hey folks, this is the Georgia Adventure here. I am still on my daddy-in-law's farm here in South Carolina, and you are looking at a sycamore tree, and he has some very beautiful and old sycamore trees. There's a sycamore leaf. These things make great shade trees. Of course, you know, the birds rely on them. They get around 70 feet tall. And this one here is pretty big. It's not 70 feet, but it's big. You can see the distinct bark on it. He has quite a few of these. And I'm standing up under it. It's hot down here in the sun, but I'm standing up under it. And it's you know, it's a nice shade tree. Just getting out and walking around. You know, he's got some. My dad-in-law's got a green thumb, and he's good at growing things and good at farming, and he's been farming. That's his old chicken coop right there. My dad-in-law was 80 years old. He grew up in the North Carolina mountains, probably 30 miles, 40 miles from Ashwood, out in the country. His parents were tobacco farmers, so he grew up there, you know, and they had to learn to live, you know, basically off the land. So now it's just an old junk building. You got to watch for snakes where you step around here. But he just has some stuff in here. Got an interesting old vine here that he put up right here. Pretty cool old building. It's got a tin roof on it. Just a neat old structure. It's kind of interesting. But this land he has it's a pretty piece of land. It's got some open. He's got some open fields here, and he had some goats out here. I guess he got tired of messing with them, so it's growing up now. He's got to bush hog it. You can see his old barn right there, another old barn. So look, he's got around 20-25 acres, something like that. He's in between Sumter and Bishopville. He's in a little place called Ashwood. There's an old bluebird house, but there's a big water oak right there. He's got some huge trees on this land. I mean, just huge yellow poplar trees. I went over that yesterday with y'all, showed y'all some, but he's got some beautiful trees. He's got some fig trees down here. I'm gonna show you. You can see them right here. He had some of the local people come and pick the right ones. So he's got 2 fig trees. But I just want to show you this. See if you can see this spider right here. That's a spider and a little spider. I tell you, if you get out in the woods and walk around, it's just the things you can see. If you're just patient, things you can see and notice. It's just so enjoyable about getting out. Just that old spider right there. He ain't bothering nobody. He's just hanging out like a spider. He's gonna catch him something to eat in that nest. He's hanging right here. His well goes from that limb. He's right next to the chicken house, old chicken coop. Old sweet gum tree. It's not real old. Sweet gum trees grow pretty quick. They kind of compete with the pine trees. But a lot of brush. You really got to pay attention when you walk, because there's a lot of snakes. This is real sandy soil, and you're about an hour and a half from Myrtle Beach where you're at right here. So it's a part of South Carolina that has alligators, snakes. There's some figs right there. They got all the right ones. There's a few of them that's getting ripe, but it's still loaded up. There'll be some more to pick. There'll be some more to pick here soon. There's one up there they didn't get right there. But as you walk along here, because this is a swampy piece of land, you got to watch where you're walking because of snakes. Because we've killed some snakes here. The last snake I killed was about a 4-foot long rattlesnake. That's what they were using. So we were talking about sycamore trees. So here's a sycamore tree. Big, pretty shade tree. This one's big. This one's been here a long time. You can see how wide it is. You can see how wide it is. I'm gonna stand in front of it. Well, I can't. It's big. You can see. Big tree. Big, beautiful shade tree. Supports a lot of bird life, wild birds, nesting sites. Has an old dead stump, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place here. A lot of wildlife, a lot of blackberries and stuff like that growing, different things. You can see how, and it's it's kind of, it's back over in here. It's kind of marshy. You can see the pond down there, and that pond is loaded. I mean, loaded with fish. Loaded with fish. There's his house, but beautiful place, man. Just my dad-in-law's 80 years old, so he's in good shape. He's in good health. He's like any other 80-year-old. He's got a couple of little issues, nothing major at all, but he's still 80, so he's got a lot of energy still. What I wanted to show you was this. I'm gonna get up here where I can show it to you. I got to get in the shade because it's dead blame hot today. It's about 95 degrees again. It's humid, but the Sodbuster, I like to do knife videos, and I guess when I'm on an old farm like this, I think about these Sodbusters because I know a lot of the old timers when I was growing up in the 70s. When I was growing up in the 70s, I was a teenager. But I remember my uncles and all having the black handle ones, the synthetic, the plastic handles. I think this is Delrin, how it's pronounced. And this is yellow, and I like this yellow. I think it's cool. But they do have them in orange. And you can get them on eBay or get on the Case site, Case website, and they got them in yellow. They got them. They got an orange color. They came out with a red color and a blue color. And they also have the bone handle ones. And I collect the bone handle ones. I got a bone handle one that I carry. But I've got several of them, and I keep my eye out on them, so I try to carry them and collect them. But this is one of my daily carries. You can see the shape of this blade right here. This is a good skinning blade. You can see how the belly comes up, and you can skin, you can slice an apple, whatever you want to do with it. It's a great EDC knife to throw in your pocket. Just throw in your pocket. And I carry mine in a leather pocket organizer, but you can see the case on it. This thing has some patina on it because it's carbon steel. Most of the Sodbusters I have the stainless steel. So you can see how it's patinaed. You can see both sides. But it's a great knife. You can see how thick the handle is. The bone handle ones aren't as thick. And these things are durable. This handle material is durable. It might get a little scratch on it every now and then, but it's durable. I will probably get the orange one before it's over with because I like orange. The blue is just a little bit lighter than navy blue. And this thing, you can put an edge on this thing, man. I mean, this thing is razor sharp. It's great for cutting. You can cut a steak with it if you want to. Whatever you want to do with it. You can whittle. You can clean some game, small game. I would even clean some deer with it. But it's, like I said, it's a good size. It's a great knife. So you should check Sodbusters out. I get most of mine on eBay. I just look at eBay. I compare the prices, and I usually end up buying them on eBay because I can find some deals. So you know, it's just a good place to check the prices of case knives. So anyway, I'm gonna put the knife up. Here's what I carry it in right here. It's my little pocket organizer. I got this little fish bone thing at the blade show, but got my night eyes flashlight. I've always got a flashlight. So but I'm here at the farm. I'm gonna walk down here and I'm gonna see what else we see. I'm gonna show you his garden. He plants a lot of stuff. He's got a muscadine vine right here. It's usually loaded with muscadines, and I think there's some on it. You can see. I thought I saw some. Yep, there they are. And here's the muscadines. You always want to watch for snakes and bees and whatnot. There's a muscadine vine. And here he's got them in here. Muscadines like full sun, but you can see they're growing. They're growing. They're just wild grapes. You can see what the leaves look like on the muscadine vine. There's the fig trees. You got some flowers, of course. But here's his garden. He plants a garden every year. He has a heck of a green thumb. He's got beans and whatnot in here. He's got some beans right here. You can see it down through there. He's got some tomatoes. He gets a lot of tomatoes out of here. You can see the tomato plants. Got some squash. Squash are about too big. See them down through there. He is an ex-Marine. Just they don't make them like him anymore. Him and my dad, they just don't. You know, and that's scary to think we're gonna lose that generation. But you can see his field out there. And I've been coming up here for about 22 years. As long as me and my wife's been married or together. We've been together since '99, we've been together since 2000. Those crepe myrtles. And whatever he plants, it just does good. Well, there's his old barn right there where he used to keep his mules. I'm gonna walk out here. I haven't been out here in a long time. But it's just an old barn. You can see how pretty it looks down in there. A lot of work to have a farm. That's the thing, you know. And we live in Georgia, and he lives in South Carolina, so we have to come up here and check on him. And there again, I'm gonna look for snakes, because snakes like to hang out in barns. So there's I'm looking. Look at that old bee's nest. Get that old bee's nest, or wasp nest. That's a big boy. Cow skull. But said he had some wind come through and peel some of his tin. But still a good barn. Just needs the roof needs fixing. I'm looking to see if I see any wasp. There's wasp nest all in here. Old barn. He learned the ways. He learned the old ways. See how he made the gate? He learned the old ways, the way he grew up. Ralph was one of his mules. He had a Jesus donkey. So Ralph was one of his mules. And you can see that's his house. My mother-in-law she's basically bedridden. He has to take care of her. I think she's gonna go to a nursing home, but that's his double wide he's got on the property. He rents out some good people. Like I said, he's got a beautiful piece of land here. It's hot. It's not hazy. You can see how clear the sky is. But, you know, when you talk about Sodbuster's knives, you know, I always think back about the old timers. You can see up through there. The highway is up there, up there that goes to Sumter. You can see how pretty it is. So the highway is up there, and it comes from Bishopville. It'll come from I-20, about 7 miles from here, where I-20 is, and it goes all the way to Sumter. But he's got a pretty good sized field that goes all the way to the road. Like I said, he's never had any cows, but he's had goats and had some horses and had some mules. So he had a Jesus donkey. And remember me telling you about the sycamore trees? There's some more sycamores. You know, but I always think about that when the old timers, I guess because I can relate to them, because I grew up, you know, I was born in 1960, so now I'm telling you my age. I'm blessed because I'm healthy, still working, still a contractor, but it's just the old ways, you know, to me are the best. You know, I feel like sometimes I don't fit in with this world. And I'm sure there's a lot of people my age that feel the same way with all the crazy stuff going on in our country. But it's worth fighting for. Just like these old timers like this fought for when they were in the Marines. My daddy was in the Army. You know, we have to fight for it. But beautiful farm, beautiful place. There's his other goat. That's not his goat, but his donkey right there. So, but you got to watch walking around in here, because you have to really watch for the wasp nest that's live. See that one there, and that one over there. It's old. You got to watch for snakes too, and any kind of critter. But anyway, God bless you. I appreciate you watching. If you like this video, you know, I would just hit the like button, hit the bell, leave a comment. And I would appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to do more videos when I get time. I got a busy life, but I'm trying to do as many as I can. So there you go. God bless. I will see you next time.